What's up, guys? So welcome to my page. We are back with a new and improved manga recommendation, y'all. I feel like it's been forever since I sat down and really just chit-chatted with you guys about some manga and some anime, and that's crazy. So yeah, today we have a good amount going on right now. We have 2 sports mangas, we got 7 romances, and 7 shonens. I have some digital ones, so I'm just gonna let you guys know that now. I will be telling you the website that I go on to read manga for free. Just for those who write and say they can't afford to buy the physical copies of these mangas, and I totally understand, bro, because these shits add up. It gets expensive around here. I am super hyped for this video, guys. Okay, so the first recommendation for you guys is none other than Haikyuu. I love everything about this manga. I'm gonna just let you guys know that now. Also, it has an anime. So in this manga, we follow Hinata and Kageyama. Hinata is the orange hair kid and Kageyama is the other kid right here. So Hinata is basically, I don't want to say a nobody, but he's not known in the volleyball scene where Kageyama is. So Hinata is basically not on a volleyball team, but he practices with just about anybody. He basically started to fall in love with volleyball because there is another volleyball player called the Little Giant. And he is like short, whatever, but he's a beast on the court. So when Hinata seen this, he was like, dude, I'm short. People gonna like underestimate me. I want to be the next fucking Little Giant. You know what I mean? Big goals. Kageyama is known. He is basically known as the king on the court in middle school. Basically, he's kind of like a dictator. He's really aggressive. He's not a team player at all. And his teammates kind of not like him. But he has great fucking potential if he could lose that ego and that attitude. I don't want to like spoil it for you. So they bump heads, these two. They're not on the same team, obviously. But they cross paths and they turn out to be rivals. And then fast forward a little bit until they get to high school, and now they're on the same team. So they're going from rivals to actually having to work together, and that's all I'm gonna say. It is so good. The characters, the plot, and everything, the side characters, the team. I love everything about the Crows, the Karasunos. They're my squad. I fuck with them. So my next recommendation is none other than Blue Lock. I'll put the picture right here. So it is so good and so opposite of Haikyuu. They are polar opposites. Blue Lock is actually being turned into an anime as we speak. 常識を捨てろ。サッカーは相手より多く点を取るスポーツだ。世界一のエゴイストでなければストライカーにはなれない。何よりの喜びとし、ゴールの瞬間。そのためだけにそれがストライカーでしょ。俺はこのブルーロックで生まれ変わる。世界一のストライカーになるのは俺だ。It will be releasing, I think, in October on Netflix, and I am here for it. So, the website that I read this on was mangareader.2. I'll put it right here. I read it for free. I read most of my mangas, to be completely honest, that I don't have. I read it on this website. So yeah, for those who cannot afford physical copies, I would definitely recommend this website. I've never had an issue with it, so just want to let that be known right now. So Blue Lock is a soccer manga, and where Haikyuu is teamwork, yay yay rah rah, Blue Lock is like fuck that, solo, be selfish, have an ego, be the best. And I love it. It's so cutthroat. Basically, if I had to compare it to something, I would say it is Hunger Games for soccer. So because I don't want to spoil anything, I'm going to read some of this to you guys. So, after reflecting on the current state of Japanese soccer, the Japanese Football Association decides to hire the enigmatic and eccentric coach Jinpachi Ego to achieve their dream of winning the World Cup. Believing that Japan has lacked an egoistic striker, Hungry for goals, Jinpachi initiates the Blue Log, a prison-like facility where 300 talented strikers from high schools all over Japan are isolated and pitted against each other. The sole survivor of Blue Lock will earn the right to become the national team's striker, and those who are defeated shall be banned from joining the team forever. Selected to join this risky project is Yoichi Asagi, a striker who failed to bring his high school soccer team to the national tournament. Yoichi aims to clear his doubts and chase his ultimate desires, to become the greatest striker in the world and lead Japan to the World Cup glory. I'm gonna tell you right now, this story was immaculate. Yeah, so definitely check it out. Okay, water break. Run. Run. Yeah, you gotta run. Sorry guys, but BTS just dropped their Proof album, and Run BTS is a banger, and I've been listening to it nonstop, so it's stuck in my head. Okay, so off to the romance section. We are going to start this off with A Sign of Affection. I only have volumes 1, 2, and 3. I think there are 6 volumes out right now. So here we follow Yuki, who is a college student. She likes fashion and hanging out with her friends, yada yada, but she's also deaf, and a chance meeting on a train leads to her having a crush. But yeah, so I tend to give spoilers when I'm talking manga for some reason. I noticed this a few weeks ago. I'm gonna read the back. Yuki, who's always been deaf, is used to communicating with sign language and her phone, but she's not used to like English. So a tourist kind of asks her for directions, and she kind of starts to panic because she's like, I don't know. And like this handsome stranger ends up stepping in and helping. So his name is Asumi, and it turns out that he is a friend of a friend, and he speaks 3 languages. The two feel drawn to each other and plan a date on a romantic winter's night, but Yuki's friend is afraid that she might be setting herself up to get hurt. Could this be something real, or will these feelings melt away with the snow? So yeah, I enjoyed the first volume. I didn't read 2 or 3 yet, just because, guys, I've been trying to catch up on my TBR list. I have so many fucking books that I own that I haven't even touched yet. Cheeky Brat, and I loved it. I thought the romance, I would give it, I wouldn't say like enemies to lovers, but that's the closest thing I would compare it to, just because of the fact that these 2 characters start off, well, I wouldn't even say not liking each other, but she thinks he's annoying and he likes her. So in this one we find Yuki, who is a basketball manager, and she only joined to be a basketball manager because she had a major crush on the captain. So one day the captain comes out and he's like, yo, I got a shorty, and that kind of breaks her heart, and she goes and she cries in the locker rooms. Naruse is the boy, and I'm probably saying that very wrong. If I am, I apologize. But he finds her in the locker room and he has a crush on her, and he's trying to like kind of like cheer her up. But you know, when in middle school people try to like tell you they like you by kind of like talking shit to you in a way, that's kind of how he is. He kind of tries to cheer her up by like talking shit, like being like, bro, you're really crying for this dude, like why? And so does start him kind of like paying more attention to her, showing her more attention and affection. It's just adorable to me. But I really enjoyed it, and I bought volume 2 immediately after I finished the volume 1. Next one, it has some explicit content, so it has boobies.
I like boobies. You like boobies. Vicky likes boobies. Definitely.
But yeah, so this is Sweat and Soap volume 1. This is actually a completed series. It has, I want to say, 11 volumes, but this fucking romance is so cute, guys. But yeah, so in this manga we follow Asako, and she working her dream job. She's making like soaps and just all this like nice fragrance products, and the reason why she loves this company is because they made the products that she used because she hates her body odors. So one day she's at work and she ends up walking by the lead product developer, and he's kind of like, what is that smell? And she starts to kind of like panic because she thinks that he's like, yo, like, ew, what is that? But he loves her smell. So he ends up talking her into kind of like a deal of being like, let me smell you. I'm making a product right now and I kind of want to use your odor for it. So he's like always sniffing her and he's like real close when he does it. So cute. So it kind of starts a romance between the two. So wholesome. Like, that's what I would say it is. So yeah, in this, I'm not gonna lie, they move pretty fucking fast. This is like a, there's not no slow burn. This is like instant connection. Yeah, so definitely check it out. The next one that I wanted to talk to you guys about is none other than Blue Flag. In this manga, we follow a few teenagers and it's kind of like a love square. That's what I would call it. But it becomes a maze for unassuming high school student Tachi Ichinoshi. So he has a shy classmate that he ends up liking and they end up kind of liking each other. But here's the thing. While they're liking each other, their friends like them. So he likes the girl, but his friend like him. And she likes him, but her friend likes her. So it's more like navigating like them kind of liking each other in a way. I haven't really read too much. Like I said, I'm actually reading this one right now. I'm pretty sure it's going to end pretty good because the reviews are fucking phenomenal. So definitely check this out if you were intrigued, at least from the summary, like I was anyways. So yeah, it's not really much I can say about this just for the fact that I am still currently reading. Okay, so the next one, I'm actually reading volume 2 right now. I'm about to finish it, as you can see. But yeah, so this is Anonymous Noise, and this is like a friends to lover, but they're not in the same proximity. So it's kind of like her growing to reach the person that she loves in a way. So this is about a girl and her name is Nino, and well, it's Nino Arasagawa, but I'm just calling her Nino. She is a girl who loves to sing. She had a best friend named Momo and he ended up moving away. So he told her before he left, even though he didn't tell her he was moving, he just ended up leaving, but he told her that her voice will always bring him to her. Like, he will always find her through her voice. And so she ends up starting to wear a mask once he moves away because she's like screaming and she stops singing for a while. And so one day she ends up at a beach and she ends up meeting Yuzu, and Yuzu is like a music composer, and she ends up singing again and she starts to kind of like get a little bit better, and then Yuzu ends up bouncing as well. So she has two friends who ends up just ghosting her, and she grows up. It's a few years later and she's in, I want to say, high school, when she runs into Yuzu again, and she starts to sing, and her voice, she wants to reach Momo. Yeah, so it was pretty good. I enjoyed it. Obviously I picked up volume 2 and then I picked up volume 3, but it was out of stock for the rest of the volumes, so I'm waiting for them to get into stock so that I can pick those up as well. Okay, so the next one is Something's Wrong with Us. I really enjoyed this one. This one has like more of a trying to solve a mystery kind of thing. We are following Nael, and she is a Japanese sweets maker, and her mother used to do it before her, but her mother was framed for murder. So years go by and she's like 21 now, I want to say, and her skills are pretty good. It got her into this really good job, and when she finds out the heir of the company is the boy who kind of was the main witness to her mom murdering a person, I don't want to do any spoilers, she's gonna try to get back close with him and try to figure out what happened. But here's the thing, while she's doing all this, she's actually falling for him. Mind you, they were friends when they were kids, so it's probably pretty easy to fall back into that. But yeah, so if you're into romance as well as mystery and murder, give this a chance. Pretty sure you will enjoy it. And the last romance recommendation is An Incurable Case of Love. This is also a K-drama now, right? It's on Viki. It is where I go to go watch K-dramas that I can't find anywhere else. So, oh yeah, Sweat and Soap is also, so like, and An Incurable Case of Love is this one. If you can see that is where it's an app that you can download and you can watch them. So that's what I do. Anyways, so in this one, we follow a young girl, and she witnesses a charming doctor save this lady on the side of the road. And she ends up kind of like falling for him right then and there. So 5 years later, she ends up going into the medical field where she can work with this doctor. You know what I mean? So when she meets the doctor, she starts to notice he's not what she imagined. So you know when you meet somebody and you like how they look and you like how they're carrying themselves at that moment, and you're kind of like, oh, I have a crush on this person. But then when you really get to know them, you're like, you're nothing like I imagined, because you built this person so much in your head and they end up being the complete opposite. I enjoyed it. I'm probably gonna start that K-drama, to be completely honest. I think you guys should give it a try. On to the action. So we're gonna start it off with Black Clover. I am all caught up in the anime and now I'm just waiting. So yeah, in this world we follow Asta and Yuno. This is Asta right here and this is Yuno. And in this world, everybody has magic. Literally everybody has magic. And there is a thing called the Wizard King. So there is like a king and then the Wizard King and then like the knights. So the magic knights. So here's the thing, nobody gives a fuck about the king. They all love the Wizard King. But yeah, so the Wizard King is known to be like the best magic knight, whatever. Now that you guys know about the Wizard King, now I can tell you guys about Asta and Yuno. So Asta was born without any magic, and this is very, very rare in this world. He actually gets a lot of shit about it. He ends up, it's really smart actually, where he thinks that his magic will be coming later on, so he just works out all the time to physically be up to par. But he is striving to be the Wizard King, and like I said, in this world, in order to be the Wizard King, you have to have magic. But Asta is going to basically show people that you don't need magic to be the Wizard King. You just need to be a good human being, and you need to work hard, basically. So Yuno is basically like his rival, but also like his brother. They were both raised in this orphanage, and they're very close to the kids that are in there, as well as the father and the sister Lily. That was her name, I think. Anyways, but yeah, so they're really close, but at the same time they're rivals. But they're not rivals like Naruto and Sasuke, because that was toxic. That was like, we're rivals, we're really trying to kill each. Well, Naruto wasn't trying to kill Sasuke, but Sasuke definitely was trying to kill Naruto. Where them, they're not having that. They're not trying to kill each other. They are just, you know, like how siblings are. Like me and my brothers, we talk shit, whatever, but that's my round. I'm going dumb behind them, you know what I mean? So that's kind of how it is with these boys. But anyway, so I don't want to spoil it. So basically all I'm gonna say is this is a journey of watching them try to become the Wizard King. And when I say there are twists and there are turns and there are fights and there are really slow burn relationships, because let's be real, it's manga and they're very slow when it comes to relationships sometimes. Definitely shonen. I mean, look at Hinata and Naruto. Now if that's not a slow burn, I don't know what is. It's really good. It has a lot of action. If you haven't heard about it, or you haven't watched it, or if you haven't read it, you should. That's what I'm gonna say. A lot of people give me shit on Black Clover and Jujutsu Kaisen, which is like the dumbest shit I've ever heard, because they always saying, I don't want to hop on a hype train. Bro, if I hear that one more time, I think like I'm gonna go fucking insane, because I've heard it for Jujutsu Kaisen, Black Clover, and Demon Slayer. Real quick, let's talk, right? So if you've watched Demon Slayer, you cannot tell me that Demon Slayer is trash, bro, because there is a plot, there is great characters, there is great scenes, and the fucking animation is out of this world. So if you really sit down and you tell me that Demon Slayer is trash, I want to know, give me a good logical reason why you think that. I don't know, I just like, cool, it's alright to be different, but when you're just hating on something for the fact that it is a popular series, like, get out of here with that. Next one is My Hero Academia. I mean, duh. This is about Midoriya. He is in a world where people have quirks, and that's basically like magic in a way, but it's really like abilities, and he doesn't have a quirk, which is kind of like Asta. He doesn't have a quirk, and he wants to become a hero. In order to be a hero, you have to have a quirk. like his idol is called All Might, and he is like the #1 hero of this world. And that's the big dude that you see just cheesing for whatever reason, and his hair is, I don't know. Anyways, but yeah, so he wants to become like All Might, but how can you do that if you have no quirks? So one day he ends up running into All Might, and some shit pops off from there where I'm not going to spoil it. But basically this is Midoriya's journey to becoming a hero. Definitely check this out if you're into heroes and quirks and magic and fighting and character growth. This one is none other than Jujutsu Kaisen. How could I make a recommendation video without adding Jujutsu Kaisen? I mean, I get it. You probably heard it a million times over at this point because it's so good, guys. I think it deserves to be talked about. We follow Itadori. He lives in a world where curses exist. So these curses are basically like very conscious. They make logical decisions, some of them, and they're very evil. And they basically also have Jujutsu sorcerers who basically exercise these curses and keep humans, or these people, not humans because the Jutsu sorcerers are also human, but, well, some of them, because there is like a panda, but yeah, so they keep the outside world kind of naive and ignorant to these, or oblivious to these curses. And Itadori is a normal kid. He's in school and he is very, very athletic. So they let you know that off the bat, he is very athletic. And he ends up getting mixed up in this cursed Jujutsu sorcerer world, and I'm not gonna tell you how or why. Just know that it's really, really good, and Sukuna's bae. That's all. But yeah, so we follow Itadori as he goes on the journey of figuring out this cursed world while finding something that only he can do. And yeah, I'm not gonna tell you the rest because it would be a huge spoiler, and I don't want to be that fucking person. So yeah, check it out. It's fucking phenomenal. Off to one of my favorites, but I'm going to be honest, it is hard as fuck to get your hands on these physical copies. But this is where the website comes in, because this is why I even found the website to begin with. I was trying to fucking read this manga. That's how good it is. So this is none other Seraph of the End, you guys. I cannot stress this enough. If you don't read any of these other recommendations, read this one, okay? Like, real shit. Seraph of the End is so underrated. Like, I don't hear about it enough, and it drives me fucking crazy because it's so fucking good. And I'm like, why are people not talking about this? Like, real shit. This deserves to be talked about. Like, this was immaculate. This was a masterpiece. But this was great. So, plot, characters, twist, gruesome shit. It has it all. Vampires for my vampire lovers. It was just chef's kiss. All right, so this is about basically a disease hits the world, right? And it starts to kill off all these fucking people. And it's like mostly adults, really. And our main character, Yu, is in an orphanage. Yo, what's up with all these orphanages? I didn't even think about that. But he's in an orphanage and he's really close with the other children. The lady that was in charge of the orphanage, she ends up dying by the disease. So the kids all survive, and these vampires are like, yo, the world as you know it is over. These people are dying, and come live with us. We will take care of you. They're taking care of them, keeping them safe, because now there are monsters roaming the world. And they're like big shits, and they look like crabs, or some of them do anyways. And yeah, so the vampires take all these children and they round them up like cattle, and they bring them to their little vampire base, and the kids all live their like lives there as slaves basically, and bloodbaths, because they have to donate blood like every day. And Yu is living still with the same kids that he stayed with in the orphanage, because they're basically family at this point. So the real main characters in here is Yu and Mika. This is Yu right here, and then this is Mika. But yeah, so Yu is like, yo bro, I want to kill these vampires, I want to get the fuck up out of here and go and find out what's more out there in the world. And then Mika is kind of like, yo, you chill out, you can't even beat a vampire, like how would you get out of here, like just chill out, you're talking way too loud. And you kind of gets kind of like, I don't know, that's a spoiler that I don't want to do. Basically it's them trying to get out of the vampire little base and try to navigate the world where there are monsters and these vampires are not good people, and just it's very fucking good. But I feel like if I keep on telling you guys what it's about, I'm gonna do some major spoilers, and I don't want to do that. But it's so good that I want to explain. I want to like beat it into you guys' brains so that you can really check it out. A lot of action. It's a revenge kind of story. They have these weapons, and these weapons aren't normal weapons. It's just fucking phenomenal. It's so good. I can't stress it enough. Like, I really want you guys to check it out. And if you do, if you've read it, if you've seen the anime, because the anime was really good, and this is what happened. So I found the anime on Hulu. This is how I found it. I found the anime on Hulu. I started watching it. It ended on a serious fucking cliffhanger. It was so good, and I'm not gonna lie, the first episode had me fucked up. It broke my heart. It was fucked up. But anyways, it happened. And it intrigued me, and I kept on watching, and it just got better and better and better. And then it was a cliffhanger, and then it was a cliffhanger for like 4 years. So I was just like, bro, okay. It was released July 5th 2015, guys. So I'm gonna say that there will be no season 3, but yeah, whatever. So I decided to pick up the manga and get to the bottom of what the fuck happened with my people. So the next one, I was like, this is like my most anticipated reads. Not gonna lie, I'm a big fan of Inuyasha. I don't know how many times I'm gonna say that. But I'm also low-key a fraud because I haven't read Inuyasha manga. I just watched all of the anime, but I'm now reading Inuyasha as we speak. Yeah, with that being said, the creator of Inuyasha is coming out with a new series, and this is that new series. And guys, I had some doubts when I first picked it up, not gonna lie. So this is Mayo. I have the volume 1 and the volume 2, and I am picking up the rest of the volumes on Friday, because I think like up to 5 is out right now. Or 6. I think up to 6 is out right now. And yeah, your girl needs to go pick those up like immediately. So yeah, I had some doubts, just because don't he look like Moroku to you? Because he looked like Moroku to me. But yeah, then it was, don't this look like the centipede lady? Then it was like, there's a girl who's traveling back to the past, and I'm like, okay, so this is another like Kagome situation. So I had some doubts where I'm like, I love Inuyasha, but I don't want to read another Inuyasha. You get what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying? I hope that made sense to you guys. But when I read it, I was pleasantly surprised to find out that I fucking love it. And I am calling it right now, guys. While you're watching this, I am calling it right now. This will probably be my favorite manga of 2022. I am calling that shit, okay? Like, I know at the end of the year, I'm like, yo, Mayo, that's my shit. Watch. But anyways, I read volume 1. I am reading volume 2, but I am going slow just for the fact that I am picking up the rest of the volumes later this week, and I don't want to be like fiending. I just want to be able to pick it up. So anyways, in this one, we follow an exorcist and a girl from present day Japan, and she is transported back in time to a supernatural early 20th century, whatever. So her name is Nanako, and I don't want to do any spoilers, but she goes through a portal, she meets him, and when she goes back to her present time, she starts to notice that she has these abilities that she didn't have before. But if I'm gonna make a prediction, I think she did have those abilities before, but they were just suppressed. And when she went back to the past, they came out. And yeah, and then she started to notice, like, holy fucking shit, I have these abilities, which I loved when I read, just for the fact of, like, I wanted Kagome to have more abilities. Don't get me wrong, she could see the Shikon Jewel, and she could do her little arrow priest shit that came from Kikyo, whatever. But I wanted her to be able to do more. I wanted her to fight. I wanted her to, like, not have Inuyasha and Sango and Moroku and Shippo save her ass. You get what I mean? But yeah, so this girl seems like she'll be able to do some shit, and I'm really hoping that she does. But yeah, so she goes back and she tries to talk to the priest, and she, you know, tries to tell him, like, yo, I didn't have these abilities, and yada yada. Some shit happened in her past that kind of connects her with this priest in a way. I don't want to give too much away, but basically she gets sucked into this mission that he is working at the moment. So good, guys. Just want to say though, if you don't like shit that has like missing heads and shit like that, then this is not for you. It was really good. I definitely enjoyed this. It caught me off guard. I just thought it was going to be more like Inuyasha, just for the fact of it has similarities, but it's really good. It started off with a bang. Definitely loved it. Can't wait to pick up the other volumes. Highly recommend it. Another one that I wanted to talk about is Blade of the Immortal, and this is what it looks like. So basically, this is the gist. We are following a cursed, kind of like immortal warrior help this girl get revenge. Basically, that is what the gist of this story is, and they basically leave a bloodbath and they trail as they move on their journey of revenge. Basically, I am not far in this at all, guys, but I'm just gonna tell you guys now. It starts off pretty brutally. Like, they don't give a fuck about chopping heads and shit like that. Like, you will see that. So if you're not into like gruesome type shit, this is not for you. Like, literally, look, like, that's a sword going through the dude's head, and then there's, like, look at this. Like, come on now. Yeah, so just thought I'd let you guys know that. But that's the gist of it. I don't want to, I haven't read that far, so I can't really give that many spoilers anyways. But so far, I'm loving it just because I love gruesome shit. And if you're going to be in a revenge story, I want to see bodies dropping. That's it. Obviously, in stories, I don't really want to see that shit in real life. Definitely would recommend this for those who want to see blood, guts, and chopped off heads. The next one I just started, but I just have a great feeling about it, so I was like, why not recommend this to you guys? Now, this is one I wanted for a really long time, and it's one of those that I said I don't want to read digitally. I want to read the physical copy. It's really hard to get my hands on this copy. I kept checking Barnes & Noble. It was sold out. I checked Right Stuff. It was sold out. It was in stock in Amazon, but every review, literally every review on Amazon was like it came damaged. So I was like, nope, not doing that. Because I hate damaged books. I can't stand it. This is Vagabond. So this is what it looks like. This bitch is beefy, guys. This shit feel like a brick. If I smack somebody in the head with this shit, they are dropping. That's all I'm saying. Basically, we following Takazo. He is a lone survivor in a losing war, and he is outcast from his own village. He is hunted, and it's crazy. He's at like a crucial part in his life, and he ends up getting help from a monk and an old childhood friend. Basically, like I said, I'm not all the way in there. I'm literally, I think, a few pages in. I liked it so far. I love the art. Review I hear it's pretty good, but so far I'm liking it. I have a good feeling about it, so I was like, why not recommend it? And if you end up reading it right now, we could read it together. You know what I mean? Because I'm thinking about doing a read along with some mangas. I'm already doing one right now with 2 fantasy books and 2 mangas. I put a poll out on Instagram and I asked if you guys wanted it to be an all manga or an all fiction or a mix of the two, and the votes came in and it was a mix of the two. So if you want to be able to have an input and votes as well, follow me on Instagram. It is in my description. Yeah, so that was the last one. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm sorry if I babbled for too long, but before we go, I just want to say I hope you guys are doing well in your endeavors in life, and I hope everything is working out in your favor. If it isn't though, because I know life can be hitting you from all sides sometimes and you feel like you just can't get up, but you just gotta continue to stand up when you fall and continue to work towards whatever it is that you are working towards, and just know that it will not always be hard, and be who you are, be wholeheartedly you. Don't try to be anybody else. There is only one you in this whole entire fucking universe. So love yourself. That's my message for the day. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to like and subscribe if you have not. Hit that bell notification if you haven't. And yeah, until next time.